I'll show you moderately successful. Welcome to another episode of RnD, or RnD.
Or moderately successful.
Moderately successful podcast. That should be the title change if we make one. But welcome. I am your host, Douglas Lepore, and this is
August Wolf, always here for a good time and possibly not for a long time.
But maybe a long time, however much we can handle.
Yeah.
And today on the topics,
when you're my size.
And today on the topics, we have whatever the fuck we want to talk about, because I have nothing that I have written down for this podcast.
You know what? We don't need anything. We've got ourselves.
Yes. Well, I need you, August. I do appreciate
good attitudes and high cholesterol. That's us, baby.
But yeah, I just got back from Florida. Got a little bit of a trip over there. That was pretty sweet.
You sent me that dock photo. That was a nice dock.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was my uncle's dock, and it is in the middle of nowhere, Florida.
Yeah.
So it's like just a giant lake surrounded by
fan
swamp.
boat down there.
No, but we were gonna do the fan boat, but there was not enough time. You know, I need a solid month down there to really do everything I want to do.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to be in that weather for a month. It's just not my life.
In winter, a month, no problem.
Yeah, I guess you go down there in November.
And actually, we just missed the manatee migration, which, for those of you who don't know, manatees, there was a real problem with. They had to stop people being able to swim with them. When I was younger, I got to swim with the manatees, which I feel blessed that I was able to be a part of that.
Dude, you got to swim with what most people have decided are mermaids?
They are chubby, cute mermaids that are extremely docile. But that's
really cool.
Yeah, so unfortunately, people are terrible. I got to keep bringing this up. And I came up with a reason for that, which I will share with you in a moment. I actually came up with this earlier today. But people are terrible, so they had to cut off people from swimming with the manatees so that they could sort of repopulate. And the last time I went down there before this was the single largest migration of manatees since that happened. So it's coming back. There was like a pot of 300 of them that I got to see. But this time we just missed their migration. So even though we were sad we didn't see a manatee when we went to Blue Springs, which is like the best place to go see them, the good news is if we did see one, it would be bad news for that manatee. He didn't leave with the group, which means it's a sign of something is wrong with him. It's like there's something sick or not well. So good news.
To the zoo.
Good news, I didn't see any manatees.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's sad for you, but great for them.
You got to find the positives, and the positives are yes, it would be a bad thing. But the reason
silver linings are where it's at.
The reason why I think that there's so many shitty people out there, and this one's a funny one, is because people who care deeply about what other people think are constantly stressing themselves out over it and shortening their lifespans. Whereas the people who don't give a shit, there's nothing, no sweat off of their back. They're able to have more years of life because the stress isn't getting to them as much.
Yeah, that's generally helpful.
That's my working theory.
I try to follow that myself. Even the things that are stressful, I try to just let it slide, because why worry about it when I either, if I can deal with it, try to deal with it, or
if you
just, forget about it and deal with it when it comes up again.
Yeah, I try to remember the serenity prayer is, if you can't change it, just let it go. There's things that you can't change.
Mulling over it is just going to create a knot in your stomach and an arch in your back and
all the bad stuff.
To see that.
Yeah, so my working theory that means that the good people are unfortunately handling more stress and having shorter lives. That's sort of just a basis off of when you have more stress. Stress is like the number one killer, and so I just assume that means that there's less of us. But it's possible that I'm wrong, and there's people out there good people who stress at the right times and also know how to shut it off when they need to. And I'm trying to be one of those people.
I'm sure, I know those people are out there, because again, I try to be one of them as often as possible. And kind of the older I get, the more I see that while I know that there's nobody that's exactly like me, there's more people like me than I give the world credit for.
Yeah, and that
Um,
there is enough people on the face of the earth that speaking other languages in different countries, similar mannerisms. I'm sure there is people like everyone
you had
all
it right
over
the
the
first
world.
time.
Mannerisms?
Mannerism, not
Yeah. Oh no, I
manurism.
have a mannerism.
You start punching your wife. I'm sorry, I'm having a manurism.
Oh man, that's terrible.
It's
And a ba-
horrible,
and a
but
bad
it's
look
also
on men.
hilarious.
So realistically, I didn't plan anything subject wise for the podcast because I was enjoying my time in Florida, and that's
Yeah,
one of the
no,
things
it's
that
good.
everybody's got to do. You got to take a break at some point and be able to relax.
Well,
Cue the
and getting
footage
out
from
of
the spring.
Give me a few minutes, we'll go make sandwiches, okay? Fat baby, are you hungry? Are you hungry? Opal, are you hungry?
Right here.
Yeah.
I think I know what the hole is. You see where the water's like right? Oh no.
I'll just put in some footage.
Shh.
Yeah. No, I have some really serene photo videos of just like a couple minutes of just nothing but crystal clear water with the Florida
Yeah.
birds in the background, and so I got some peace time while I was out there. It was nice.
I could send you just one of my random snapshots of Hawaii and just throw it like in the middle, just to confuse people.
Oh no, I'll clip right after you say that, and then just go straight into the Hawaii footage, and that'll be our nervous system regulation portion of the podcast.
Okay, yeah. Gotta keep them on their toes.
Yeah, no, we'll have the exciting stuff. I also took my Meta glasses and snuck them into Universal Studios and was front seat on the Hulk roller coaster and got some really
Oh
good
yeah,
footage on there.
dude. Was I right? The Hulk is like the best coaster there.
It was
Yeah,
definitely. They have the Veloc coaster, the
yeah,
Veloci
yeah.
coaster. I didn't go on that one.
It's cool. Like it's fun. It's all of them are fun.
Yeah,
But the Hulk, like it's just the stuff you go over and the actions in it. It's one of the better. It's the best one in Universal, personally.
yeah. And
Did you do all the Harry
I'm not
stuff?
sponsored, but yeah, we jam packed. It was just one day, but it
Oh yeah,
was $519 for the two of us
yeah.
to
Yeah,
go
that's not
to both
terrible.
parks. My two cousins that I was visiting, they both had passes, so it was
Mm,
like super cheap for them to be able to go to the parks with us. That's what made
yeah,
me decide to do it. But we showed up at 9 and hit everything in the park that we wanted to hit.
nice.
And then
That's awesome.
towards the end, I really appreciated them making sure we saw everything we needed to. But me and Amanda just wanted to sit in the Harry Potter world, have a drink, and just
Yeah,
like relax from after 12 hours of walking and standing in
for
line.
sure.
So we parted ways in Harry Potter world and just hung out and had some chill time at the end. So it was all good.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, when I was there, it wasn't finished yet, so like I only got like half of the Harry Potter area.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, yeah. No, I'm big on the more intense the better. Like in Idaho, there's only like like I mean, it's actually in the Northwest. It's like the only real uh, amusement park is Silverwood,
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've heard of that one.
and like that was the park that I went to as a kid all the time. We'd go up there at least once, and usually 2 or 3 times a year we'd go up there. And like they have the Timber Terror there is still to this day one of my favorite coasters, just because it's super old, full wooden roller coaster,
Oh, that's
and you
fucking
get.
rough.
I think through all of the ups and downs, you get it's like 4 or 4.5 seconds of like weightless time.
Oh, jeez.
So it's like a lot. That doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're in it, like you float a lot as you ride this coaster. And
Yeah.
because it's old and wooden, it's like just all rickety and terrifying.
That
But
feeling like you're gonna
it's
die is there, just a
oh,
little
dude,
bit.
it's well. And then they added Tremors when I was a kid, which goes like like the movie Tremors,
Yeah.
and it goes under, like you just come off the top, you go almost vertically straight down into a hole, go underground, come back out, go underground again,
Oh my
spin
gosh.
around. Like it's a great coaster. And then one of the last ones, I mean, this was 7 or 8 years ago, but they added one where it's like a pendulum, but then you sit on the bottom facing out on a disc, and the disc rotates while the
I don't
pendulum
know about that.
swings and goes all the way around eventually. Oh, I love it. Like, I love it. I'm such a sucker for roller coasters and like thrill ride things.
For the thrill rides.
I'll do them over and over and over again.
Yeah, my visit was only for I think it was like 4 or 5 days, but that's about the percentage I'd want to spend in a city in general.
Yeah,
Going anywhere, I just love the nature stuff. But
for sure.
when I do the city stuff or the theme park, I go pretty hard on that stuff. But it was like the full day of Universal Studios and then back to the Springs. I think we went to Alexander Springs twice and just chilled out in the crystal clear water, hung out with some fish. Didn't see any gators in the wild, so when we were about to head out, I was like, we need to go to Gatorland. It's like the most Florida
Mm,
theme park you can go to.
yeah,
Cue the video of gators.
but well, I
Oh wait, don't throw at me yet. I want to. No, I really want to get away.
we went to a mini golf spot in Orlando that had like the little baby gators
Oh yeah.
like just right there, and you like buy, spend $5 for, and they give you like a chopped up hot dog, and you can throw them to the gators, and like super cheesy but super fun as well.
Yeah, it's also a big thing in Florida is mini golf. I don't know if
Oh, dude,
that's all over the
it's
place.
the land of mini golf, and I
I don't know
love it.
what's up with it. It's probably because it's so flat, if I had to guess.
It's almost definitely a part of it. But yeah, I've both my wife and I like love mini golf, and I go through phases where I'm like really good sometimes. Like we went to one here that's 15-20 minutes from our house, and they have, it's like 18 holes, and then the last hole, the 19th hole, is like just literally like a rail and then a little jump, and if you, or no, it's just a rail and then a really small hole, like just barely bigger than the ball, and if you make it all the way down and through that hole, you go down and you get a free game.
Oh, nice.
And literally, like, first time ever there, went up and I just like I saw the line and was like, I got this, and just boom, straight, like perfectly down the center of the board, right in the hole, and then this bell goes off. Everybody else in there just starts like clapping, and I'm like, oh, I guess that's it. Okay, yeah, cool.
This is good. Nice. Yeah, no, I did a
Yeah,
lot
no,
of
it's
mini
always
golf.
fun.
Like, I was born in Florida, so I did a lot
Yeah,
of mini golf growing up.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I miss the nature. The first night that I went to sleep back here in Washington, I was like, I closed my eyes and I could just hear the birds because the birds are
Mm,
a constant down there. The birds, the bugs, and the frogs. And so I
yeah,
just shut my eyes and I could just hear them like they're in my subconscious because I was there for long enough to hear it every
right.
day as a constant. It was wild. And then when I woke up, I felt like I could hear the birds again. And so I just kept my eyes shut, and I actually felt like I was in the bed I was sleeping at in Florida. Like, it was
Oh,
such a
that's, yeah.
wild feeling because I was so comfortable there. I mean, the weather is so freaking nice. I didn't see
Ugh.
no rain, no nothing, and they came out of a freeze a couple weeks before I
Yeah,
was
their
there.
iguanas were dropping out of the trees.
I didn't hear that, but
Oh
everybody was
yeah, no,
saying
that's it.
plants
Like
were
I'm
dying.
not kidding. That was a real thing.
Shit.
It's because when iguanas get cold, they just basically stop moving, and so people were
Oh
like going
yeah, the
around
cold-blooded.
collecting them. There's pictures and video of like people with their just little sedans packed full of iguanas because you can get like $20 a head for them for turning them in.
Oh,
And so people
wow.
would just fill their cars with iguanas and then drive. Like, it is crazy.
Yeah,
Florida's a wild place.
yeah,
Like, I
Florida is a
like
wild
Florida.
place.
I genuinely like Florida. I could never live there. I would go crazy. I guarantee you, I would die of alcohol poisoning.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, if you just did a couple of months, though, a year, that would be manageable.
Yeah, no, more than a week, and I'm gonna go crazy.
But yeah, it's crazy. It's just like being in a heated inside here in Washington. Over
Yeah,
there, everywhere you go is just like comfortable
yeah.
as far as the
I like
temperature.
the cold though. Like I'm born for the cold.
Yeah, I don't know what's healthier. I feel like the cold is probably healthier because whenever I think about the civilizations that had the tough skin and had
Mhm.
the longer lifespan in the harsher environments would be colder environments. I feel like that's
Yeah, or at least they had seasons. Like they had a hot season, they had a temperate season, they had a cold
right. The
season. Like
fluctuation is probably the
yeah.
healthiest. But dude, my nails grew so fast in Florida. It was so weird.
Oh,
I was only down
huh.
there for 3 days and I noticed my nails were thicker and longer. And I was like, this is
Interesting.
so weird. I feel like a plant. Like I just finally got sunlight again for the first time. And I'm just
Right,
like
right.
growing faster. And my hair
I'm
with the frizz, I had a full fro there for a couple
Oh,
of
I'm
days. It
sure.
was
Yeah,
bad.
I'm sure. It's one of the things I actually very much dislike is places where I can't get out of the sun. Like everywhere you go outside is just sunny. Because
Yeah.
I'm just not a sun person in any way. Like I take it fine. I tan well, like that's all. But I avoid it as much as I can. I don't like the sunlight.
There was one
It's too
nightmare
bright.
in line for ET. ET is one of the
Mm.
oldest rides at Universal Studios, and I have a lot of childhood memories from going to that ride. So we went to check it out. And in the line, you're standing in front of a door. And at the top of the door is a picture of ET and it says, "Feel the suspense." And it's so fucking hot. And I'm waiting for these doors to open so I can get in the AC. And I was like, it's probably just a little bit longer. And we had already passed the part in the line that has the fans that go down on you.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
was just like starting to lose it. I was starting to
I'm
get,
feeling the
yeah,
suspense.
I was feeling the suspense and my head was kind of getting dizzy. And I was like, oh no, am I going to pass out from heat exhaustion? I have not felt this feeling before in a very long time. And then, of course, the doors open. I'm like, get the fuck out of my. That was the
That's
only
awesome.
time it hit me. Otherwise, the shade was cool enough, and we went to the springs a bunch of the times. So we had crystal clear, super cold water. I
Yeah.
mean, it was probably 50, but it was super cold in comparison to the
Oh,
sun and compared to
yeah, no,
everything else.
55-degree water is very cold when,
Mhm.
especially when it's 85 outside.
Yeah, so we got lucky on the timing because they just came out of that freeze that it was literally hotter every day.
Yeah.
So I think it was like probably 60 when we showed up, 60 to 70, and then the
Mm.
next day 70 to 75. The next day a little bit hotter.
Well, it was. I mean, so what would that have been? It would have been Sunday. It was 80, or no, not Sunday. Sorry, Wednesday. It was 80 degrees here, and then Thursday night it was 27 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
It's
That's so
it's
wild.
disturbing. Yeah, yeah, 27 and snowing.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was disturbing. And then today it was 50 again.
Yeah, I don't know if I can handle that. That's a little bit too
It's
back and forth. Are you
it's
on the same
it's crazy.
are you on the same latitude or longitude?
No, we're further south by like 15 degrees or so.
Oh, shit. That's not bad. That's not bad. But yes, every degree's closer is a little bit hotter.
Yeah, yeah, and well, and the problem is on the East Coast you get like the way the system works, like it comes down from the Arctic and gets pushed down by the landmass.
Yeah.
Like whereas like on the West Coast, all it becomes temperate because all that water gets
Hey, David,
affects
I'm
it
doing the
so much.
podcast.
Yeah, you are podcasting
All
away,
right, I'll give
baby.
you a call back here shortly. All right, peace. All right, he called the second time. I was like, all right, I'll answer.
Silly, silly man.
Yeah, but the temperature being wildly that different in
Oh
only a couple of days is I don't know if I can handle that. It sounds fun though, although you
no,
never know what to
it's
expect.
definitely interesting. I mean, it affects the roads, it affects people's moods. It's just, and there's just so many more people over here. Like everything's just so much more dense.
Yeah.
It's no matter where you go. I tried to get in a car accident the other
Did
day.
you just say tried?
Just try. Well, I mean, not on purpose,
I tried to
but
get
I
into a car
successfully.
accident the other day. Didn't work. Guy was too quick.
No,
He was just
didn't work.
he was like out of the way, and I was like, whatever. Guess I'll
Yeah,
live
I mean
another day.
I mean I actually was the part of the reason for the accident, and also the reason that it wasn't really that bad, which was, so like 2 lanes into 1 lane, right?
Hmm.
And but there's still at least 500 yards. Like there's plenty of space to
Yeah.
get over. We're doing 35, slightly downhill, and this truck like gets over, and there's a van behind him, and then I get over behind the van, and then the truck gets back in the other lane to like try to pass more people before it goes into 1 lane, and then somebody in front of him like slams on their brakes to turn left, which fine. But then
Yeah.
he, instead of braking behind them, tries to get back in and almost hits the van.
Oh.
So they have to slam on their brakes, and I was close enough to the van, having just merged, that I slam on my brakes, and I'm like, I'm not gonna stop in time.
Yeah.
I like have to either try to cut back into the road or off
Off
into
into the
off into the curb,
yeah.
and it's a curb. So it's not just like going on grass, it's a freaking
Yeah.
curb. And I was like, well, I would rather lose my rim and tire, like just
Fuck
that's
it.
500
Yeah.
bucks to replace, then crush the back of this van and the front end of my car, and it's thousands of dollars plus insurance and all that. Like,
Yeah.
so I just like committed to the line, but stayed so close to the van that I as I bumped the curb, our mirrors clipped, and like
Oh
my
my
mirror folded
gosh.
in, his mirror folded, and I just passed him, probably doing like 15 or 20. Like I
Yeah.
had slowed way down, but then like shit, and like I just kept drifting forward. There's a turnout. I turned up. The van comes in behind me. I get out. And hey, and he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. That was totally my fault. I'm
Oh.
like, man, that was not your fault. He's like, I didn't say it, but in my head, I'm like, if anything, it was my fault. I was too close to you. But like,
Yeah.
like that wasn't your fault. It was the dude who cut you off. Like
Right.
I'm not,
Yeah. Let's be honest. There's a chain
yeah,
reaction here, and there was someone in
for
front of
sure.
you.
Yeah, and so I check my mirror. It clips back into place. It's missing like a little plastic piece, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then I walk around to the other side, and like my tire has a nice bite out of it, but holding air, totally fine. Rims
Okay.
chewed up, but it's also totally fine. It's they're my crap rims anyways. I don't care. And then I go over to his car, and literally I'm like, I'm just worried about your mirror. He's like, no, I clipped it back. He's like, no, totally fine. And I was like, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, do you want to do insurance? And I was just like, hey, I'm cool if you're cool. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, no, it's good. Like my car's fine. We're cool. And then
Let's
just
go.
got in the car and left. Like,
Yeah.
all right. I had a little bit of road rash on the back. I don't know if I like my rear hit his
Bumper.
rear like this,
Yeah.
because there was just a little scratch. But like his van is like a Honda Odyssey, and it's fine.
At
Like,
the end of the day type of thing.
yeah, well,
Well,
and it's like, oh, so we're gonna claim insurance to fix like you know the $100 mirror part and go spend 500 bucks to have my paint buffed out. Like, no, I'm
yeah.
not.
Yeah, and have your insurance go up. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just not even worth it. And
well,
ruin my perfect record.
yeah. So you have a perfect record?
Well, if you don't count the one totaled car, yes,
Yeah, all right. I was gonna say, if you don't count that one time that I ramped off of that end ramp into that other vehicle. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, actually, that's almost what
Oh
happened. But
no.
well, no, because I left Vagabond and went through the roundabout way too fast and jumped off the end and into the wall.
Oh man, rough.
The airbags didn't even go off though, so it was fine.
Okay,
Barely an
yeah,
accident.
no, doesn't even count if the
It just
airbags
totaled the
don't go
car,
off.
and
Well, totaling the car is a freaking crazy thing these days.
no, no,
I remember that someone I know had just a small piece of their frame bent, and the whole car was totaled, and their car looked fine.
yes, but so that's a little bit different, just because I'm assuming it's an older car, like it wasn't a brand new car.
I don't remember in that case, but yeah, I guess you're probably right.
Because cars lose value so quickly that, like, even a car, say that you bought like for 15 grand and it's 8 years old, but if it's only worth like 10 grand to the state, if they only value it at 10 grand,
Then
if
replacing
you
a
bend the
frame
frame,
is
it's
ridiculous.
going to cost at least 10 grand to fix that, depending on how it's bent and where it's bent. But still, like, that's an expensive fix.
Yeah.
That's how it gets written off, even if the car is overall fine. Insurance just goes, no, like, we'll give you what we value it at, and then you can figure it out from there.
Which is
But I
nothing.
got lucky because I paid less for the car that I was driving than insurance valued it. So I
Oh,
actually
you were in
made
that
money
sweet
by
spot.
destroying my. Oh, dude, it's
Yeah.
perfect. I mean, it's terrible. I was so mad
Yeah.
because that car was awesome. But then I
Yeah,
just
that's
took the
the other
money they
side
gave
of it.
me and went and bought another one.
Well, I'm glad that you didn't get injured. Nobody else got harmed
uh,
in the.
well, the other risky thing was the dog was in the car
The
coming
one
back from
just from
surgery.
surgery? Oh,
Yeah, and so,
jeez.
like, it would have been so much worse if, like, bam,
Oh.
and yeah, I think that was also a subconscious thing of
In
me
your head,
not. I
I
was like,
got a baby in
I'm
the
just,
car, man. I
yeah,
fucking
I'll
can't
just
do
hit
this.
the curb. It'll be a bump. He'll be okay. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. Driving's
but yeah,
dangerous.
no.
Be careful out there,
Uh,
especially with the
Other
higher
than that,
populated area over where you're
dude,
at.
the traffic here. I thought not Northwest drivers were bad.
I
Over
mean, they
here,
still
it's a
are.
whole other
Don't get me
world
wrong. They still are.
for sure. I thought, like, it was just the super dense, like, New York area that had crazy traffic, because I've driven in New York, I've driven in Boston,
Yeah.
like, but no. New York is crazy, but it's everywhere in this, like, tri-state
Around it.
area. That's
Yeah.
just it's so dense everywhere. Like, even when you get 20 miles out, there's just so many people going to and from the city that it, you're dealing with all kinds of just crazy people. I broke it down the other day. Like, if you take it that, like, 5% of drivers are bad, like, classifiably bad drivers,
Hmm.
and it's probably higher than that. But if it's 5%,
Hey, we're being
five
nice
percent
here.
of but 5% of 500,000 people isn't too bad. But 5% of 20 million people is crazy.
Yeah, and then you have a higher chance of having 5 of them on the road right next to you at the same
Oh,
time.
dude, it's just, and it's not even just bad drivers. Also, it's hyper aggressive and hyper defensive,
Yeah,
which are the two, like, worst kinds of drivers.
it's the really aggressive ones that it's like you don't care that anybody else is on the road trying to make it
Well,
somewhere, and you make it
I
twice
will
as dangerous.
I will say I would rather drive with a hyper aggressive person than a hyper defensive person, because a hyper defensive person who will literally do, like, 15 under the speed limit everywhere and destroy how traffic is supposed to flow makes anyone who's
Everything
even a
else,
little bit
yeah, that's
aggressive
true.
so much worse of a driver.
Hmm. Yeah, I was worried
Whereas
about
if
the
somebody's just
driving.
driving fast, they just leave and they get out of there, and then
Yeah, I was worried about the traffic in Florida, and we ended up in the back roads most of the time. So
yeah,
we had it made. We were up in the area above Orlando, Apopka
mm-hmm.
area, and it's just like
Yeah.
nobody's on the road in the middle of nowhere, long stretches of straightaways. So we had it pretty good most of
Yeah,
the time.
perfect place to bury a body. I got you.
Yeah, everywhere, anywhere on the ground. I mean, it's gator area territory. I mean,
It'll
I'm
be
sure.
gone in 3 hours.
Yeah, ridiculous. I'm sure. I'm sure there is some scary stories for out there in the middle of nowhere in Florida for sure.
I mean, have you looked at the missing persons in
Dude,
Florida? It's kind of
I mean,
wild.
they have the whole Florida man thing, and there's like always people doing crazy shit. So I try not to look into that.
Speaking of which, have you seen that there is a thing called the Florida Man Games?
No.
Oh, look it up because it's fantastic,
Do you
and
have to
I'm
be born
going
there, or do
someday.
you just have to
No, no, no. You attend and compete, or just watch. You can also just watch, but I will be competing. I have
what the?
so much Florida Man in me.
I'm gonna have to look it up. What the hell is
Oh, dude,
that?
it's literally they do like the shopping the Black Friday brawl, and it's like they have people like compete to get specific items in like a set up shopping area, and they're like drinking while they're fighting. And, oh, dude, it's
Okay, all right.
amazing. It's
and
amazing.
and we are not sponsored, but go check out Florida Man
Oh, dude.
or what
No,
is it,
dude.
competition?
Once we're sponsored, I'm gonna be touting Florida Man Games here
All right,
all over the world.
we got to get our Patreon started up. That would be some good entertaining content if me and
Oh,
you go
dude.
compete in the Florida Man challenges.
Oh, oh, it's a dream come true.
That's so wild. And a moment of silence for all the crazy people in Florida. I hope that you guys are safe when you can be.
First buddy's like, I trash Florida for being too hot and too many bugs. Great place.
Great
Cheers.
place. Nice job. But yeah, I miss it already. I mean, specifically the wildlife. I'm a wildlife person. I just enjoyed
For
so
sure.
much being around the bugs and the birds and the fish and
See, the bugs is what gets me. It's one of the things I absolutely love about the Northwest is the bug level is low. The bugs that are there are pretty chill. Yeah,
they
sure, you
don't
get some
they don't
skeeters, but you get
yeah, but
those everywhere.
and you don't get them nearly as long of a time period as you do like everywhere in the southern area.
Oh,
And
dude, here in Pennsylvania, it's crazy. Like,
oh, you get them there pretty heavy?
oh yeah, once in about a month they start to show up, and then they're here until like November.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, the mosquitoes aren't too heavy out here, but I remember in Florida, I had gone camping and there was just a black cloud
Oh yeah,
and you could
I've seen it.
see it like an amorphous blob just
Yeah.
floating through the sky. And I was like, what is that? And Dad's like, that is mosquitoes. And you could hear the swarm from where we were. And yeah, and I was just like, oh, that's nightmare fuel.
Uh, it's the worst. I like it's the thing that keeps me away from New Orleans too. Is like the bugs and the muggy and the I love it so much. I love the people. I love the place. I love the architecture. Like I love so much about it.
I
But
love
I just
bluegrass music. I love swamps. I love swamp
swamps are pretty
puppies.
great.
They are, man. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's I'm a Southern boy at heart, even though I'm not at all from the South. Literally, I've taken those like personality quizzes where it's like, oh, answer these 50 questions and we'll tell you where. I'm like, okay. Every time I've only gotten 2 places, and I've taken these things at least 6 times.
They're like, you're a
I've
redneck
gotten,
swamp child.
dude, I've gotten Texas, and I've gotten South Carolina every time.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
I don't even know the people I meet around here because like I say y'all, and everyone I'll just have like a slight little twang on certain words that I say.
And y'all
So
is
I'll
such
meet
an
people.
easy, comfortable
It's the
thing to say. I
best.
feel like everybody likes
It's the
y'all.
best.
How do y'all feel about that? Leave it in the comments.
But people around here in the Northeast think I'm from the South just with like my mannerisms. A lot of them say it's because I'm really polite, and I'm just like, well, yeah, but that's not just a Southern thing.
That's just a southern thing. Nobody's polite anywhere else. Nobody's nice. All right. Oh, hey, you're pretty nice. Are you from the South?
Right. Well, no, I also go like, I mean, I'm nice, but I just met you. In a week, tell me that.
Yeah, right. Wait till you piss me off. Then tell me about that.
It's hard to piss me off. You gotta try.
Yeah, you got
You
to be
gotta
trying,
work
and then
for
even
it.
if you're trying, that loses its charm immediately. It's like, well, now I know you're trying. It has even less effect. It
Now
almost
it's not
feels
even
like,
fun to react to it.
yeah, right. But yeah, I miss Florida. I do. I got to get back down there.
I get it. Yeah. No. Well. Yeah. I mean, hey, once we get some Patreon action and some of that support, we'll go down there and make some
Yeah,
content, make
make
some
some
Florida
content.
content.
That's really what it was about. Is making content, having a good time, and yeah, and visiting nature. I do like the I want to make my own sort of content on my Instagram page where
Mm.
I just do nervous system regulation and I just post my long format nature videos with no vocals, no nothing, no music, just literally soundscapes of out in the middle of
There,
the
yeah,
forest.
there's a market for that. There's also a market where you could do that, but then ASMR you chewing behind it,
Oh,
and people will
stop.
also watch
No
that.
fucking gross, man. And I don't know what that comment if you know what that phobia is or whatever that is about being really
Oh,
annoyed by that chewing sound. I don't get it ever, except for when I'm working and my dad walks up behind me eating his yogurt. that that
oh,
lip smacking sound while I'm sitting there working on a computer, like right here, and I'm
oh.
like, "God, no, just get the fuck out." He's like, "Hey,
Yeah, it's
don't talk to your
definitely.
boss like that." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I overreacted. I can't handle it. Just eat
I
over
can't. I
there."
can't. It breaks me.
I just
It
can't do
breaks
it.
me, man.
It's some kind of evil in that noise, man.
No, I do understand that. I don't really like the noise will bug me, but I can almost always keep the reaction in and just be like, hey, I need you to not do
Yeah,
that.
and I can usually do that. It's only when I think because I'm so concentrated at work because I'm doing,
That your brain
technical.
just
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm doing technical work and I go immediately from all these different things I'm thinking of juggling customers and different problems. I'm solving multiple problems at the same time. And the chomp just removes all of it. Like I just scrapped all of my work and I got to start over. It's like all the papers on the desk flew out into the space, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no, I lost all my work. You got to get out of here. I can't think with that.
My wife has that with like the sound of like blowing in the microphone. Or like if you blow
I
like
heard
over
that
her
reaction.
ear. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Well, we're sleeping down in the living room because of the dog. The stairs are a bit
Oh,
much for three legs, so
oh, that's adorable. Taking care of the puppy.
yeah, he's doing. He ain't no puppy. He's like 9, but
Yeah, whatever.
yeah,
They're
he's
all
he's doing
puppies.
good.
I was
Yeah,
hanging out with
well,
I was hanging out with the gator that's like 12 foot long. I mean, the cutest puppy. Just the cutest swamp puppy.
I mean, dude, I would love to hang out with a nice, well-fed gator.
Yeah, right, right. That's very important. And like I was really happy to see gators in Gatorland, but I was not wanting to see one in the springs when I was hanging out.
Yeah, no, I know.
But it was crystal clear water, so I felt a little bit safer. I knew that there was gators there because I've seen them there before, but at least with the clear water, I could like see it coming enough.
Well, did you? I mean, you had a lookout. You had somebody else there with you,
And because it's a public area, I don't know how safe I would have felt if nobody was there.
right? Like that. That's the thing. Is that's when they get you. Is when you're all
Yeah, and there
like
was
a
some kids over on the
like a
other side.
gazelle drinking from the watering hole.
Yeah, no, there was a group of kids over at the other side of Alexander Springs. I'm like, they're being loud a little bit and it disturbs the peace, but I'm also like, no gators. Like as long as they're
Yeah,
making noise and being weird, no gators want to come this way because we're not on the menu. Just so I know they're not like hunting us, but at the same time, if everything was silent, and that's what I would want is to just be out there in silence, just be at
right.
peace. I'd be able to accidentally run into one and spook it, and those sort of things come up. That's when they
Yeah.
happen.
That's when they come for you. That's for
Well, it's
sure.
also
In the
it was like
quietest
it
moments.
was around mating season too, so apparently the males
Mm.
are more aggressive at that period in time. So it was like the worst time to run into one in the wild. So pretty thankful I didn't run into anything while I was there.
Yeah, no, it's yet another reason I don't want to live in Florida.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's because when I moved out here to Washington, I remember walking up to the water and having to remove that fear. Just that innate,
Mhm.
like I walk up to the water and I'm like, don't fucking do that. Get the hell out of there. Like that
I mean,
never.
you still gotta have some fear because there are like jellyfish that can hurt you,
No, I mean like
and
standing next to the water.
oh yeah, yeah, you don't have to have fear
The
standing
jelly,
next
you
to
know
the
the
water.
jellyfish that jump out of the water and latch onto your face like an alien.
Well, see, I wish I lived in the Northwest like 100 years ago. Could have been an octopus wrestler. Come
Oh
on.
yeah, that was a thing. Oh, what
Oh,
a
it
weird
was. I
piece of
mean,
history.
a
I feel
horrible
bad.
thing.
Yeah,
It's
I feel
super
bad for
mean,
the
but
octopus.
it's so impressive to dive like 40+ feet down and wrestle an octopus to the surface. Like that's crazy. You know
That
how
is pretty
hard you
wild.
have to be as a human. Those
Yeah.
like those were people. They were literally. I hate the term, but they were built different. Like
Oh,
it's
I don't think they were built different. I think you can still be built that way. It just takes
no,
that work.
yes, but our lives don't require that level of intensity anymore. Like those guys were out logging some of the most massive trees in history
Yeah.
every day, and
Unfortunately,
their
yeah.
recreation was diving off a dock and wrestling an octopus to see who could bring up the biggest one.
Be like, what do you want to do for fun? We almost died doing our job for 4 months. And be like, well, we could almost die having a good time wrestling some octopus. And be like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and once you've been through all the horrors in town, nothing
Well,
better to do.
also we got cocaine in our Coke, so let's just
Oh,
have a
it's a
soda
better
and then
time.
come up with an idea for something to do for sport. I got an idea. Let's wrestle octopus. There's a
Well,
reason
I mean
these
that
ideas
it,
came up.
it's one of the most like fascinating things to me about that the history of the Northwest and how like it was literally just like logging bars and horror. That was all of the Northwest for a time.
Yeah, there's the joke about Anacortes. It's a fishing town with or a drinking town with a fishing problem.
Yeah, and it's not even that. It's so much of it's now just refinery. Like it's
Yeah,
refinery and retirement,
R&R.
and then a bunch of Navy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So it's military retirement and refinery.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and all it's so funny to me because almost all the people that work in all the restaurants and everything don't live in Anacortes.
Yeah, that part makes me sick because that is along the
Yeah,
lines of we talked about it on other podcasts with you can't afford to live where you're working. They
yeah,
can't pay you well enough to do that. And any of the people who went to high school here, it's like none of them can afford a house in town
yeah.
unless your
No,
parents
it's
bought it for you. Like that's really the
well,
only way that.
or you were in kind of like our shoe, yours and my shoes, where like we timed it out well, had enough to like just make it work.
Yeah,
Like,
and I mean if you worked here in a small business. So
mm,
if you were working at a small business for long enough in Anacortes, there's a grassroots in that I got that is
yeah,
I've been working here at a local computer store for 15 years and my dad put out a Facebook post saying my son's looking for his first house and I got some couple before they put the house on the market
yeah,
that
yeah,
reached out and they could have made a bunch of money selling it to somebody from out of the state who's trying to move here and they chose to go with a small business owner in a small town who's just looking to
yeah,
start their way. So there are
for
still
sure.
good people out there. So I mean
No,
regardless
well,
of that there is still
absolutely.
the chance, but it
I
takes
got the same basic thing when we bought our house, just because it was it was for sale by owner. They had a sign, but they weren't like really advertising it,
yeah.
and they didn't want somebody to buy it and flip it. And we were like, no, we want to live here, for a long time, if not forever. Like forever was the plan,
Mhm.
and then we got a killer deal on the house, and like I bought a house when I was 25. Like
Yeah.
I almost nobody I know was able to do that.
No, that's wild stuff. But it's timing is a big thing, and then there's
Yeah,
also you'll never get what you don't ask for. And
for sure.
that's a huge thing. I know there's opportunities that I would have missed out on for sure if I just wasn't looking.
Yeah.
You'll miss all the opportunities you're not looking for.
For sure. Well, I was actually just going to make that point. It's like I don't ask for much, but I'm always open to
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Like because I don't really I've said it a lot. Like I've been very lucky in my life, and it's not because I don't not try. I'm never pushing any issue. I'm just living my life, going like, how can I help the people that are in my life? And from that, opportunities appear. And I'm like, well, okay, I'll do that one. And then I'll do this one. And it's kind of taking me down this path of, things have worked out pretty well. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not in the best situation I could be. If I had gone for certain things, I'd probably be in a better situation, at least financially. But I might then also be in a way worse situation emotionally, spiritually. Like,
Yeah, it all plays a role, and there's timing for everything. But I know that there has been times in my life where I was closed off to
hmm,
opportunities because I just felt like this is all I could do,
hmm,
and I know that has limited me in the past. I'm doing what I need to do in my job, I'm doing what I need to do with my health, and I'm not looking to do anything else, and that got me
yeah,
in sort of a static a resting place where I wasn't finding any opportunities, I wasn't doing anything extra, and there was a
yeah,
period of time where that is a trap in itself, is the comfort of things are going well enough that you don't need to go out and do more or try new things. And
for
I'm
sure.
able to get past that pretty quick because I love hobbies and I know there's so much out there in the universe. But there is periods in my times where I have just gotten comfortable with the things I was doing and didn't think about getting outside of the realm of possibilities. And there's so
Yeah,
much possible.
absolutely. I mean, the world is essentially nothing if not possibilities. But people like to take advantage. Which again, there's taking advantage of a good situation and then taking advantage of a bad situation, and like
Mhm.
that's kind of the thing that I more people need to be able to recognize and just not be greedy in those situations. Like you don't have to go, oh, if I take advantage of this person's misfortune in this moment, I can come out, way ahead.
Mhm.
Instead, be like, okay, I can instead take this moment and help this person in their misfortune and still come out ahead, just not as far ahead, but then you're both up. And that's better for everybody.
Yeah, bolstering the group. I actually was talking about this with small businesses just earlier today, where it's like one of the things I love about this town is when we do the little things to help out with small businesses and give little discounts and do a little extra work where we didn't need to make maintenance last longer. uh, those things are what makes those small businesses tell other small businesses to go check out what these people
For
are
sure.
doing. If you have a problem, send them their way. And so there is this small network that you don't see that's in these,
Yeah.
and it's a microcosm for the universe. Those larger networks are out there, but you don't see them. They're not as tactile as in a small town where you get to see those transactions. But yeah, I was just talking about that today, that it's really important to help out people because in those circumstances for another business that's not doing the right thing is you can make a bunch of money off of when somebody is in a predicament where they need the help right now, and you may bolster yourself a little bit, but when that
Oh, it's emergency service. The rate goes up
yeah,
25%.
right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had one recently where I did the emergency service and I ended up having nothing else show up on the bench, and I discounted his emergency service because I was like, there was nothing else on the bench. I didn't need to bump you in front of other customers. I had the
Right.
time to
Right.
do it. And so I just waived the shit for him. And
Yeah, for
those
sure.
this is why customers come back as well. It's the same thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and those interpersonal relationships do mean a ton, especially in a small business in a small town.
Oh,
Like
I
you
sleep
can,
I sleep well too.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
all things that play a role. I mean, there's tons of people out there who can do the shady business deals and then sleep like a baby. I can't fucking do that.
yeah. I mean,
It
and
doesn't sit
that's
well.
definitely true. But that there's also that's a big portion of why there's so much anxiety and why people are constantly stressed and is because like no they are taking even if it's small they are taking advantage in the moments that they see that they can and that does stress you out even if you think you're fine.
Yeah, I think that probably does get to people who are doing shitty business and they just
Well,
don't know it.
it guaranteed does there you unless you're a genuine sociopath you can't live your life constantly hurting people and
And
just
not
be
feel
okay
it.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's got to eat away at you. I don't know how it wouldn't. And I've
that's what
always made
alcohol's for.
I've made that judgment, thinking that those people don't feel it at all. But I am kind of past that. I do kind of believe that there is nobody's getting away with anything, and you just
Yeah,
don't see the results of the things that those people are doing. They might look like they're
yeah.
making a shit ton of money, and things are going really well in their life, but I'm guessing they're dead in a way that I couldn't would never have to deal with, basically.
Yeah. Well,
On the
I saw it broken down kind of interestingly, where it's like three, tiers of people. It's you got your psychos or your psychopaths, your normals, and then your schizos. And the psychos take advantage of the normals, and the schizos can see psychos, but the psychos somehow convince the normals to put away or make the schizos just be homeless and shut up. So now nobody can actually see the psychos anymore, and they're just in charge of everything. And the schizos are yelling at everybody, trying to get, but they're just homeless, so nobody cares.
they're homeless or they're in an insane asylum.
So the
That
way
is
to
pretty
fix
funny.
society is to start
That's pretty funny.
making the schizos be in charge because they can recognize the psycho.
Oh man, that sounds very dangerous. Oh,
Yeah, but it
I'm,
would be
I, I'm,
interesting.
and I'm sure there's more categories of people, but I can kind of see what you're talking about there.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a simplification for sure.
yeah, and I think the schizos would probably be classified as the shamans and some of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mystical leaders back in the day who actually
for
were
sure.
helping keep the sanity in the civilization.
Again, it does take all kinds, and like, and you in a way you do need the psychos too because those are the people that in emergency situations will do whatever it takes to make something
Right.
happen.
Right. I
Like,
don't want them in charge for a long time, but if we're in combat, send out
yeah,
the
well,
psychos,
yeah,
and the
like
battle
you just
only lasts 10 minutes.
well, you're supposed to just keep them fed and filled with alcohol and women, and then when it's time, then yeah, you let them loose. That's what's supposed to happen. But no, we got to be fair and nice.
Equality.
And then they take advantage of our nights.
I mean, I think taking advantage of the niceness is a lot of the shit that is wrong with the
For
world
sure.
right now. Is
For
there's
sure.
people who were trying to be nice and they've opened up the doors to possibilities, and the people who took control of those situations did not have the best interests of everybody else.
Yep. Yep. No, it's definitely a fairly self centered world. But you know what? Together, we make it better little by little.
Yeah, and you
Every day we
too.
try a little harder.
Try to make it better
No,
out there.
no, 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 no. I'm sorry. Bono did not do near as much good as he thought he did.
But man,
Sorry, you brought up you too, and I just.
Yeah, Phil Collins in that release of the Tarzan album, he
Mm,
did some great things for the world
he
on
did
that one.
change the world with that one.
Oh man, that one still messes with me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there is,
Well, on that note,
we do tend to focus again on the negative things. The amount of
this
good charities that are out there is huge. There's a bunch of trusts out there that benefit
mm,
the world, and the trusts, I don't even know how they work. I mean, I'm sure there's a
yeah,
bunch of there. I'm sure there's a cemetery of trusts out there. On if you had an idea of how to help the world in whatever unique way, I can almost guarantee there's a trust out there at this point that would be like, take
Yeah.
my money, do it, make a good change for the world.
Yeah.
But it does come down to it's a cemetery. You got to find wherever this thing is.
Right. Right. Well, and again, the other issue with that comes to like a lot of these charities, these 501c3s get started with good, genuine intention,
Hmm.
and then a psycho comes in and goes, "Oh, but I can mold the rules
Right,
and
right.
take 80%
Basically,
of the money
yeah,
that's
basically,
given,
I cannot do this and get away with continue the funds to come in. Yeah, yeah, okay.
or I
So
can
that
do 5% of what it's doing and still claim that I'm
the
doing the
same
thing."
amount. Yeah, I still
Yeah.
spent this amount of time doing 5% of the work, and so I get that amount of money. Ah,
Yeah.
so
And you
shitty.
know, and it's just again, it's one
It's
of those things where
confounding.
it's confounding, but it's just frustrating because to fix everything, you essentially need to rely on the benevolence of people, and it's lacking in so many people.
Yeah, and then the auditing structure that we came up with. If we were going
Yeah,
around
well,
auditing people,
again,
that would
I
be
love
great.
that idea of
Makes
like
good content, I'm sure.
specifically auditing charity organizations
And then the
and
government,
like
and then
but you essentially would start a charity organization to audit charity organization, and
and then with
which
any fraud that you discovered, you found a way to get money where it was supposed to go for that
yeah,
charity. Whatever that charity was supposed to be doing, whatever money you saved them, you're getting your own money for your charity to go audit people. Whatever you save that charity, find out where the
goes,
fuck
yeah,
it was supposed to go,
yeah,
or have a, I guess you would have to have a vote from that charity board, whoever was running that charity,
what needs
decide
to, yeah.
where this money needs to go. But
Yeah, well, except for then, again,
the psychos,
it's not every charity by
yeah,
any means, but a lot of them do get polluted with a lot of people that the board is three-quarters also people that want it done, in this shady way.
and
Like,
I do have to get over my trust issues. There are some good people out there. There are some great charities. There is
mhm,
definitely worthy people and worthy causes that are
yeah,
chasing these dreams and making the world a better place. But I always have a sore spot for those stories that are just the money gets filtered out, disappears, isn't going anywhere, and people's
yeah,
hard-earned money are being funneled into it full
yeah.
steam because they think they're
Well,
doing a good thing for the planet.
from what I've seen, the more advertisement you see for a charity, the worse it is.
So you're saying the charities that are worth putting money into, you've never heard about.
Yes, you
Shit.
basically need to find a specific charity donating to a thing that you want to donate to, and ignore the first 3 pages of Google.
Yeah, I mean, there's also, I don't know them personally, but the Hank brothers, they make a lot of charity benefits to tuberculosis. I feel like that would be one I'd feel fairly safe about.
Yeah,
They've been making good educational like videos for a long time, and I've
yeah,
loved their content, and I would believe that they'd be doing a good thing, even though I don't have firsthand account.
no, for sure. And yeah, the charity thing is just it's super complicated because there should be more of it. There always should be giving back. And that's the thing is that's what the church is supposed to be. And I know there are many churches that still are definitely
Yeah.
that model. But again, you then get the, Joel Osteen's and these mega church situations where
Mm.
they're just taking advantage of people. And I'm not saying that they're also not helping people, because I guarantee there's people
They got to be
in
helping
that
people.
are
Yeah.
being helped. But the whole goal is they're taking advantage of people's charity and their willingness to give. And like, oh, you give me $100, you come back to you tenfold, like that. You hear that all the time, and it's like, okay, right, that's true for 1% of the people,
Yeah.
but all the other people that give you $100 get virtually nothing back except the you can call it joy of giving, like.
Yeah, and you
And
hope, on the religious aspect anyway, that they're not hoping to get something back.
Yeah.
That's not what tithing is for. Tithing is just to give
Yeah.
to the church. But yes, you would want the church to be putting it into the hands of the community and lifting the community up.
Yeah.
It's
Not into their own pockets to buy a bigger building to have more.
it's 10% to be to God. So it's supposed to
Yeah.
be to doing something that God would approve of, not line
Yeah.
your pockets, get a jet.
Yeah. No, but I have to spread the word to even more people, so I have to have a jet.
Okay,
Actually, I have
so
to have 2 jets.
like and subscribe, comment if this is true. I heard that Gandhi refused and his wife refused to have this blood transfusion for a disease that his wife had, and then when he had it, he justified getting it because of how many people's lives he was changing.
I believe I heard that, and I'm fairly certain it's true. I'd have to do some research
We're
because
gonna go with
I remember
fairly
hearing.
certain it's true for 300.
Yep.
Look at the charts.
Well, but I mean, dude, Gandhi had a lot of gray area. I mean, he justified like sleeping in the bed
I
with
heard about that one
young women
to prove,
specifically
yeah,
to prove that he was to prove his chastity and to prove his his
yeah.
holiness
I'm a
that
good
he
person,
could
so
do
I
that
can
and
do
not
this.
sleep with them. Like
Yeah.
what? It's just. I mean, I guess more power to him, but ugh,
No, and I feel like that shady gray area is probably with a bunch of famous role models in the past that have
for
really
sure,
shady things that have happened with a great
for
PR
sure.
team.
Yep.
That's essentially it. It's like you were a really shitty
I mean,
person with,
it's throughout all of American history. It's throughout all history in general, but
yeah,
like especially American history. I mean, like George Washington had so much darkness in his life. Alexander Hamilton had so much dark. Like
yeah,
Thomas Jefferson had a crazy amount of darkness.
right,
Barely gets brought up. Like
yeah. No,
it's usually
there's
brought
a
up
lot
in
of
like a
weirdness.
joke and then just ignored. And
There's a lot of punchlines there for sure throughout history.
there's
You could say
so
things
many.
that, like, if anybody brought up some famous person, you could probably find some dirt on them and be like, "Oh yeah, you mean
Mhm.
the guy who did this?" And just don't. Nobody wants to go into it, but
Well,
it's
like people always talk about how great George Washington was. It's like, yeah, except like half of his teeth weren't his teeth, and they weren't horse teeth. Where do you think he got those teeth?
I thought they were wood teeth.
No,
Oh, the dark history of George
no.
Washington.
Oh, dude,
Look
it's
look it up.
crazy.
Look it up.
Just look into it.
Just look
To
into
quote the great Eddie Bravo.
it. Seriously, do your own research, but do
Yeah.
enough of it to get a wide variety of options. Don't just look into it for 1 second on social media and then give up on it and assume
Oh,
that's real
social media
forever.
is one of the worst places to do research because 80% of it's literally just clickbaity fake stuff.
Oh, there was
Like,
weird one. I had a customer come in. I don't know if she knew it, but one of her problems was freezing when she was watching YouTube videos, and so I just opened the first video that was on her page, and it was news, but it was totally AI. It was
mm-hmm.
well done, but it was a guy sitting in front of his computer and he was talking all of these points, and I don't know if it was true, any of it. I don't know if it was completely AI generated.
Yeah, yeah,
But I could tell the guy was fake from his lips and from the background image. It was just fake enough. But I'm like,
yeah,
I wonder if people are watching this and
for sure.
it was like USA News something. It was like a very
Right.
standard news type of
Yeah, it
network.
wasn't USA Today. It was
No,
USA News.
USA News something today. It was like some long string of just like
Yeah, yeah.
buzzwords.
No,
So
I watched an interesting video yesterday about this guy. He essentially like made his own, and I don't know how real it was, but it seemed legit, and it was a very interesting video. Basically, made his own like brutally honest AI, and it essentially made it so that it wouldn't tell the softened version, basically not tell you the version that he knows that the AI knows people want to hear, but
yeah.
actually say what the AI is processing and thinking.
Oh, did he use Grok
And
for
like,
that?
no, he used Grok as like a cross reference,
Okay.
and like literally did it with Grok, ChatGPT. There's the other one. It doesn't matter.
Claude.
Yes, I think Claude was one of them, but there's another one that he would. But it's beside the point. I could pull up the video if I had the time, but
Gemini. Llama.
Llama was actually one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he essentially made his own thing, and like, dude, it, asking questions like, what's the likelihood that AI ends up deciding that humanity isn't worth saving? He's like, yeah, between 10 and 25%.
Holy shit,
That's
that's way too
okay.
high, man.
Yeah, it's way too
It's
high.
way
And
too
like,
high.
dude, it's and basically, are humans classified in your mind? Like, do humans have more worth than other humans? He's like, yes, absolutely. He's, well, who has the most value? He's like, an AI programmer. But it's just like, oh,
Oh
dude,
wow. It's like
dude, that's
literally, if you are asking an AI that, then honestly, the developer is the only one holding the keys to their salvation.
absolutely.
So it's like
And that was the thing.
obviously
An
the
AI
AI
developer is
developer.
by far the most important human right now.
Yeah, we need to keep them alive because they're going to give us our next trait, the next thing that
Yeah.
we can do.
They'll allow us to expand. Yep. And it was, again, it could have been totally clickbait, like faked
Right.
video.
Right.
It had some of that tinge to it, but it was all very like, no, that is the logic. Like, if
Yeah,
I just
I've
go
been
to non-emotional logic, that is what a computer would think.
I have been seeing less of these videos of the AI saying outlandish, wildish things, and I think
Yeah.
that's because you can just program by talking to an AI to tell you something that is clickbaity
Yeah.
and that's like I'm
Yeah.
going to take over the world type of thing. You can get them
Right.
to say that and then
For
record
sure.
it like they just came up with it themselves. I didn't even prompt it. I asked it what its favorite color was. It says destroy all humans. But I remember at the
Yeah.
beginning, I was seeing videos like that all the time. Like, oh, I didn't even
Well,
prompt it.
well, and I did like, there was one part of it where basically, he's like, where's the value in human, and like, why would you keep humans alive? And it was actually kind of an interesting answer of like, well, if humans continue to have novel ideas and artistic ideas that can expand AI's knowledge base and capability, there's that's all the reason they would need to keep humans around. Like, that's what humanity is good for, is weird creativity that a machine
Novelty.
couldn't necessarily do. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's what we've always been kind of great at. It's why the American experiment worked the way it did, is because we created some of the most novel, crazy
Yeah, it is
ideas
a very
over
creative
a
place.
100-year span, and that's why so many places tried to either model after it or come here. And I mean, we're kind of destroying that by
Or just
just
copy
doing the same thing every empire.
or just
Uh,
copy our TV shows. But
yeah,
essentially
a
it's
lot of that.
I think it's along the lines of with the AI and with how long we've been creating this stuff is I think we're regurgitating too much.
Yeah,
I think there's too many sequel movies because
or
people are afraid because of cancel culture,
or new.
they're
Yeah,
afraid to just journey out and try something new. Like
yeah.
George Lucas when he was working on Star Wars, I don't know if it was you can fact check me on this. I believe he was fucking broke and he was paying the actors out of his own pocket because there was no funding for things. Like he was just getting shit done and throwing it at the wind and
Yeah.
working with technology that nobody even had at the time.
Well, but I will argue that he wasn't actually trying anything new. He was just telling the Jesus story yet again.
Yeah, but
Like,
but
Star Wars is the same hero story you've heard 1,000.
right, it's Harry Potter with lightsabers, I've heard.
Well, yeah, it's more than the Harry Potter is Star Wars with wands, but yeah,
There you go. There you go. I wish they had guns in Harry Potter. That would have been really intense.
it would have made it into. I always wanted
Then it
them
wouldn't
to
have been a
have
kids show.
Force-like abilities in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
There was some of that, like the holding the spell back, but it wasn't enough. It was my favorite thing about the animated series of the Star Wars stuff, where they were actually like catching the lightsaber with the Force and pushing the lightsaber back. I was like, why was that never a part of the
Yeah,
movies?
no, no.
It's
There's some
you
plot
have the
holes on both
Force,
sides of that.
use it. It made
Oh,
me
but
so angry. Like as a kid, I had this idea of like, wait, but you have the Force. You can move a ship. You can't catch a lightsaber with the Force. What are you doing?
yeah, and Force Push wasn't even that big in the older ones. But
They used it, but yeah, not
and
as
they
nearly as much as they could have.
they did talk about it was so long after the Clone Wars. This was sort of their filling of the plot holes, is that people
Yeah,
had gotten rusty. They weren't war torn and
for sure.
constantly
But
using their
Luke was a
abilities.
prodigy.
It's true. He should have been able to do something more powerful.
I mean, that those fight sequences are some of my favorite in history, and they could have been so much better.
Did you see the remake? Somebody did a remake of the
Yeah,
Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. Check
yeah.
that out if you have not seen it and you're a fan of Star Wars. There's somebody out there. Comment if you know who made that, but it was beautiful. It could easily be added.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, Han shot first, and he'll never convince me otherwise.
I'm sure he did.
Well, I think I heard. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that the latest release of it, they switched it back to Han actually shooting first.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but the Blu-ray copy that I have is the one where they switched it and he didn't shoot first. But I still have my original VHS copy where Han shoots first.
Sorry, they're just messing with time. Get your real hard copies of these movies, ladies and gentlemen, because there'll be a
Do you hear
time.
about that lady that has like every newscast and a bunch of TV
Yes,
shows
on
recorded from
VHS, she
like the
recorded
the
everything.
80s?
It was on. I
Dude,
think it was on one channel, but it was everything that they had put
everything,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, that would
It's
be so wild to get a hold of.
because she knew they were going to change the record. Like, oh, dude, it's there's more and more instances of the Mandela effect being like, I don't like I'm pretty sure that was
So
real.
let's talk about the Mandela effect. I think I want to bring up a very important topic with the Mandela effect. Do you think it's easier to believe that we are shifting timelines, or easier to believe that history is being rewritten while we're going through time?
Well, I have thought about this. The shifting timelines is interesting.
I'm just saying, which is more likely? What would you be more
Again, I
inclined to
wouldn't.
believe?
I don't think either is more likely. I think what's more likely is it is happening literally to confuse us.
The human mind is fallible, especially with its time slots. Not everybody's perfectly laying down time in their memories. Not everybody's journaling every day, which I should be. But I do think that fallibility mixed with a psyop operation to make you confused about things that have happened in the past will make it more likely that they can change, they being whoever wants to dictate how we view the
The
world.
them.
They, if you will. That's great. The them is they. That's who I'm talking about. No, but if there was, and there would be some incentive. If you didn't know what was happening right now in the world, it would be easier to change who you were going to vote for, how you were going to
Yeah.
feel, make you want to have a revolution or riot or whatever it is that would
And
be
the
beneficial at
less
the
you
time.
can trust your memory, the easier it is to convince you of something that
Right.
either did or didn't happen.
Right. And so if they can confuse, they, again, being just whoever would benefit from writing a story differently, or for, say, having two different groups of people view it completely separately and
Yeah.
hate each other because this is one way and not the other. And division does stop people from rising to the occasion, from having a
Yes.
revolution. People who are confused are easier controlled. So the only they would be if there was somebody who wanted control. And the benefit of that was if they can confuse you on what happened in the past, then yes, they can make it easier to make you not know what's happening right now. And during
Hmm.
great wealth transfers, which is definitely happening now and since COVID,
Uh,
I'd say
si-
there's more.
since 1918, well, it's 1913 technically, but
1913 is technically the beginning of it, but I was too young at that time.
just a sparkle in my daddy's eye. Wait,
No, 1913, I was just a sparkle in my great grandfather's eye. Sparkle
yeah.
in
See,
a
I was
sparkle.
only a sparkle in my grandfather's eye, but
Yes,
my
I might.
grandfather was alive in 1913.
That's right. That's true. No, actually, 1913. I don't know. I don't know how far that might just be my grandfather.
Mm, mm,
That's possible.
yeah. I mean, my,
Anyway,
my dad should be my grandfather, so you know.
but yeah, it's ultimately there is a power grab that's easy to
Mm.
see with the manipulation of time and the
Well,
trust of your own thoughts. So that's the Mandela
and
effect
for
is
sure.
the
And the
benefit.
more we learn about like what the CIA has done as far as mind control experiments and operations, it's easier and easier for me to believe like, oh no, they had access to the internet and to all this history stuff long before we did. Like the
Hmm.
internet was created by the government. And so you really think they haven't been trying to confuse us? They haven't been trying to put out one piece of information here
Well, I
and one
mean,
piece
but
of information
let's put
here
it.
to see what happens
Let me.
on the in between?
I want to give a context to the they thing because again, I don't like saying they because they is
I don't like it
always
either, but how else do you describe it?
well because it's different in every scenario. So I would describe it like this. They would be those who benefit from the misinformation. So let's say a great person that you want throughout history to be viewed as a great person did a bunch of shitty things. Your PR team is they.
Yeah,
They have made it so that that person's history is scrambled and people can't really believe what happened there, and they successfully made it so that person looks good so that the next person they put into position gets voted into power above them. They have
yeah.
successfully clouded the darkness so that all you can see is the light, and it causes you to react a certain way, vote in a certain type of rule that gets you 1913, that gets you the the loss of the gold standard, that gets you
That sinks
the
the Titanic.
the Federal Reserve. There is, I mean, the bank can be they a lot of the times for a
The
lot of
bank
these
is
stories.
almost always they, literally almost always.
Let's just go with bankers, and then we don't have to say they anymore. The bankers are typically the ones that benefit the most,
Yeah.
because we've talked about it in previous podcasts. Is if you can win from losing the war and from winning the
If
war,
you could be on both sides of the war, you have nothing but profit.
you're a banker.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
see any other way
There's
to go.
almost no other way to win on both sides. Producing military goods, but again, that
You
all
the if
relies on the banks.
Exactly. So if you produce the missiles, you still need to get funding from somewhere. So the
Yeah.
bank is giving you the money to invest the missiles to the good side and the bad side, and then whoever wins or lose, whatever. Even if that person who's making the missiles company crashes, the bank can be like, "We got you," and pick them back up, so they
Yeah.
can do it again next year. And then if you're
Too
the
big to
Federal
fail,
Reserve,
baby.
then you're not being withheld to any scrutiny. Nobody's telling you what to do. It's easy to fudge numbers because you don't have
Yep.
to fudge them. You just make the shit up. You're not being audited.
Yeah, who could audit them?
Uh,
Themselves. That's
Themselves.
who.
And then they'll send you a letter and say, "We checked it. It's all good. Don't
Yep.
worry about
A here.
it."
All the
Okay,
numbers are
everything
square.
checks out. Oh, all right. Well, at least we discovered who they are. On that note,
Well, in that corner of a circle,
canceled on show 5.
well, I
Nice.
mean, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere. Honestly, I do think again to bring it back and stay positive. There's a lot of good people out there making good decisions. Not all bankers are evil. I think we'll see. And then aside from that, try to make a difference out there. Whatever you can do, don't let the world get you down.
help the people you love and love the people you hate. Maybe the world will become a better place someday.
Yeah, but forgive
Love
people,
you.
forgive yourself, exercise, eat right, shit, do
That'll help.
something, or do nothing. I mean,
Exercising, yeah.
yeah,
No, nothing's never the right decision. I get you.
it's better than being evil.
Definitely better than being evil.
If
First,
let's
do no
put it this
harm.
way: if you were about to do something evil, do nothing, and then if you if you have any free time, do something good. Like get out
Yeah.
there and do
Go for
something
a
good.
walk.
Nature's beautiful. You're
Throw a
gorgeous.
ball.
Throw a ball.
Cheers.
All right. Take care.